All right, guys, let's get started. Welcome to Ubic. This is going to be our fall GBM. First, we're probably going to have like one GBM every single quarter. Yeah. So let's get started.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna control the PowerPoint. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna control the PowerPoint. Are you okay? Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to GBM of the Ubic this for the fall quarter. I'm Yoshi. I'm president of the Ubic this year. Oh, I forgot to change the top part, but yeah, I'm biology, bioinformatics, and I'm fourth year and graduating this year. Dexter, can you?
Oh yeah.
Next. Yeah, so I'm fourth year biology, bioinformatics students, and what I miss about SD is the warm weather since it's already pretty cold here. And yeah, I'm in cancer immunology biological lab doing the analysis, various analysis. And what I'm doing as president is basically support chairs and my VPs to develop the Ubic better and support new students, help the bioinformatics students in UCSD to have a better career path. Yeah, and one of my goal for this year is get conference back. Last year, the conference was canceled because of the pandemic, but this year we are planning to collaborate with another school to have a bigger and maybe better conference online this year, maybe in winter quarter. So if you're interested, just just check the webpage or Facebook or Instagram, and we have a lot of social media. So just check on those. And my email here and my phone is here, but I'm not available by phone since I'm not in the US right now. So you can just contact me by email. I'm kind of busy this quarter, but I can definitely reply in a few days. Also, if you have any question about choosing classes or detailed stuff, although I might forgot something about Java since I took it first year, but if you're interested in any like choosing classes or choosing lab or how to contact with professors, just let me know and I hope I can help you. And there's WeChat. If you're international student, you can definitely add me from that part. Okay, next.
All right, guys. My name is Calvin. I'm the VP internal. I am a biology bioinformatics major, and I'm graduating in 2022. I'm also a cog sci minor too. All right. All right. So I help manage events for Ubic, and I help communicate like generally what Ubic's plans are to the professors and the UCSD administration. And a little bit about me is I've worked in both industry and academic labs before in cancer immunology and neuroscience. The field that I'm most interested in is developing novel therapeutics for mental illnesses using bioinformatics, right? And I really miss going to Pachanga for like concerts and events. And feel free to text me at my number 310-212-7648 if you have any questions regarding like classes, professors, labs, and anything like bioinformatics related. All right, next slide. All right, guys. So I'll also be hosting a finding your like the lab for you workshop, right? So many of you guys are freshmen, and I'm sure that most of you guys are probably looking to join a lab right now, which might be a little bit tough because of COVID. So not a lot of labs are taking in new people, or they're like hiring people, but they're not like allowed to enter yet. So in the meantime, if you haven't found like what you believe the right lab is for you, come join us November 7th at 11 a.m. I also will be helping like people not just like figure out what the right lab is for you, but also figuring out what you plan on researching, whether it be in academia or industry, not just like the field, but the specific topics that you're interested in, and searching for papers related to that topic. And we'll also be going over general stuff about applying and interviewing for a lab and some just general tips and tricks. So yeah.
All right. Okay, it's my turn. Okay, hey guys. I'm Dexter, and then I'm VP external this year, and I'm also biology bioinformatics, and I'm also with CS minor, and then I'm graduating in 2022. Okay, so I had some lab experience in dry lab and wet lab. So, well, I try my water in both areas, and I mean I kind of like both of them. But and then so Kelvin and I was in the same lab, so we have the same interests, but my interests were more in genetics, especially behavioral genetics, and it was just like a random ad that there's just a really new paper that came out 2 days ago that we're using 2-photon microscopy, and then they're doing post hoc single cell RNA-seq, which is really cool technology. And the guy's coming to UCSD next year. So if you guys are freshmen, then probably you guys are gonna, hopefully, if you guys can work with him, that would be great. And really miss, and for the question of like, what do you miss on campus when this is still in person? I personally really miss Blue Pepper because it has a really nice comfy area, and then they have really good drunken noodles too, which I always like to have. And I don't have like email or phone number here, but you can Discord me because I'm always on there, and just talk about random things, memes, and like maybe labs. I'm more interested. I've like looked into a lot of labs, so I might be able to give you some insight on like what lab to look for, and then like what path should you choose. Yeah, and then so in Ubic, I'm mostly helping coordinate different events and mostly Chalk Talks, since I last year have been doing a lot of Chalk Talks. And then also have been trying, as Yoshi said, trying to contact different UC campuses for a UC-wide bioinformatics seminar. And for my goal this year, I hope to maintain connections within members and board members through, even though it's online and everyone has having a busy quarter, I really hope that through ways like a mentorship program or Discord server that we can be more connected and help each other in a way. And also I hope there's more personalized workshop for people who are struggling between industry or academic or finding labs or even like going to grad school, so that people can know more about what to like how to succeed in like bioinformatics. And also I hope to get more feedback from current members so that we can improve and tailor-made events for you guys. Yeah.
Dexter.
What?
There's some people waiting, so you can.
Oh, there's some people waiting? Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm gonna mute myself and then.
Hi, I can introduce myself. So I'm Carlene. I'm one of the bootcamp for tech developers here. And I am currently in bioengineering, bioinformatics. What I've done so far with Ubic is pretty much just developing the website. And then over the course of the next quarter, I'll just be helping with bootcamp lessons as well. Something that I miss about UCSD would just be skating around campus and studying at Geisel. I study a lot, and I also learned how to skate during my first year. So it's kind of sad that I can't go back to campus to do that.
Hi, I'm Yingxi. I am also a bootcamp developer. I am a CS Bioinfo, and I'm third year. And I also help develop the website and also bootcamp lessons. And something that I missed is probably going to Geisel and hang out with friends.
Hi, I'm Ishan. I'm the third bootcamp developer, and I've worked a bit on the website fairly recently, and I'll be conducting the bootcamp lessons and have help with the bootcamp lessons, making them and improving them. And I miss going to the Canyon View Aquatics Center. If you've gone there and done like the wall climbing, the rock climbing, and it's really fun. And I just miss meeting people randomly while walking around the campus for classes, and just yeah. The boot camp is basically like Ubic conducts boot camp every year to give first year, second year students mostly exposure into bioinformatics, and a lot of students, including myself, um, really benefited from the boot camp and it helped them to get into a lab. Basically, it teaches you basic programming skills and basic bioinformatics language. This time we are expanding the lessons a bit more statistics and a bit of machine learning, and we'll try to incorporate some projects with and more challenges. The good thing about bootcamp is that you really don't need any prior knowledge. No programming experiences required. We'll start from the scratch, and um, the because of the pandemic situation, we'll be doing this basically in the form of like office hours, a kind of Zoom meetings in which we'll be going over the lessons. Um, and uh, Usually you would be provided with this lesson and some files, and you'll be just allowed to like just freely do whatever analysis you want to, and then we'll be there to help you. um, for the boot camp, we are still deciding on the times and what days we'll be meeting, and it will be really helpful if you could go to this form and fill it out so that we can plan and to as to like what days we should be meeting and how much time we should be spending on which lessons, and what interests you, and just to get to know you honestly. Um, and Feel free to add comments about what you expect from the boot camp, and how excited you are to meet people in the boot camp, or anything special you want from the boot camp. Just go ahead, and please do fill out this form. We might be using it for making accounts in the future. So yeah, that'll be helpful.
Hi guys, I'm Joyce. I'm a third year bioinformatics major, graduating in 2022. I think my favorite thing that I miss from UCSD is just studying in the biomedical library because it has really great natural lighting. Let's see, could I get the next slide? And what I do at Ubic is I help send out the newsletters each week, and I also advertise the weekly events and opportunities. I also make some of the research graphics that you might see in the newsletters. And I'm also the Ubic representative for the bioengineering newsletter for their student org section. So what I do is I write an article each quarter about Ubic's accomplishments. So for the summer issue, what I wrote about was how well Ubic transitioned into like the online format due to the pandemic. So what I mentioned was like the Reddit AMA, which had a really great turnout. And you can feel free to reach out to me. My email is JT is right there on the slide. And you can also reach out to me if you are undeclared and have any questions about that, because I was also undeclared when I first entered Ubic. So I would really be happy to answer any questions about that.
Hello, I'm Gina, and I'm the Community Services Chair. I'm bioinformatics, a second year, and that's my email address. I guess the thing I miss from UCSD the most is Scripps Beach, because I like taking walks there. I sometimes do these days too, so I guess I don't miss it that much, but that's my favorite part. So I organize community service events this quarter virtually, and future events include research-related opportunities, bioinformatics outreach, and other general volunteering opportunities. And this year, I'm hosting biweekly volunteering sessions where you can meet other members and hang around and help people in need using your skills. some of my goals are outreach opportunities for high school students because a lot of them don't really know what bioinformatics is, and developing and spreading content introducing bioinformatics. We actually have our first volunteering event. It's with Vocal ID, which makes custom voices for people who need voices, like people who can't speak. And please fill out that form if you're interested. I'll also drop it in chat because a day or two before the actual event, which is on November 1st, 12 to 1 p.m., you have to register and submit a voice sample.
All right, hi everybody. My name is Matthias Lin. I'm one of the industry relations chairs for Ubic, and I'm a third year right now in computer science and informatics. I think the thing that I miss the most from UCSD is mainly the mirror soccer field. I've been missing that so much. It's been like 5 months since I last did some exercise, so definitely I've been missing that a lot. Yeah, I think one fun fact about me is that if you can see my name is kind of weird because I'm from Argentina, and that's like a Spanish name. All right.
Hi everyone, I'm Carolina. I'm the other co-chair of industry relations. I'm a biology bioinformatics major and I'm a third year. What I really miss about school, it has to be Club Med. That was like the best place on campus to eat in my opinion. And I miss going to biomed also because that was like my best study spot. One fun fact about me, I guess, is I'm Peruvian, I'm Mexican, and I'm Korean. So, which is something that not a lot of people know. So yeah.
Nice.
Next slide.
So yeah, so what do we do? Like basically our job is mainly behind the scenes. Like you guys will, most of our job will be mainly us like working with ourselves and also with companies. So our job is basically like keep this close relationship with different companies, especially biotech companies here at UCSD, I mean, near San Diego. And basically what we're looking for is like sponsorship opportunities, like undergraduate job opportunities, and also to be able to bring you innovations that they are working on right now, such as like maybe panels or info sessions for you guys to be able to, yeah, just get a grasp of what is like happening right now in our San Diego biotech companies. Next slide, please.
So as industry co-chairs, we want everyone in this club to succeed and to be exposed to any type of opportunity in bioinformatics, which is why if any of you have any questions regarding interviews, job applications, we'd be more than happy to help you guys out with that. We have our emails in the slide along with our phone numbers, and you guys should connect with us on LinkedIn if you guys want to get more connected to other people in industry. Thank you.
All right, hello, my name is Alex. I'm the social chair for this year. My major, I'm a bio major for bioinformatics with a minor in physics, actually, to take the space classes. Yeah, next slide. My role is to plan social events outside of the extremely important Chalk Talks, meetings, and boot camps. Those are really cool events for the club. But it's also nice just to have events where you can just socialize with people, kind of get to know your peers. So yeah, it's good just for making connections and also networking. My favorite thing that I miss from being on campus would be the views from up top in Geisel when you're studying. And also Pokemon Go, because it's very active there. So you can always find a raid and stuff. So if you're living on campus, I would consider getting it. It's pretty active. So yeah, events going on this quarter. We have Among Us right after the GBM. It's free for mobile. You can also get it on Steam. And it's a pretty good kind of mystery game, role-based, pretty fun, pretty quick. But besides that, we're gonna have a couple mentor-mentee events throughout the quarter. Divya is going to talk a lot more about that because those are really cool. But yeah, we're going to have a couple of those, at least one major event, probably week 9. So it can be before finals, after midterms though, hopefully. There might be a chem midterm that weekend, I'm not sure. But Yeah, and the big event we have is our retreat, which will be in sometime spring quarter this year. Last year it was in Joshua Tree. It was really fun. I think it was only like $20 a person, so pretty cheap, and we had like an Airbnb up there. So yeah, and this year we don't know what we're gonna do yet. It's kind of far out, so reach out to me if you have any ideas, actually. But it'll be fun. Yeah, and to reach out, you can hit me up on LinkedIn. Here's my phone number, email. If you have any ideas or questions or concerns or anything. Yeah, and also the lab I'm in is the Bowman lab at Scripps. It's actually a microbiology lab. It's more data science than bioinformatics, but I don't know, it's cool stuff. So, yep.
Hi, I'm Divya. I'm a junior biology bioinformatics major. That's my email right there. So my favorite place to hang out / study on campus, I guess other than my dorm room, were the Geneva Hall common areas. I had like sort of two friends who had like back-to-back dorm rooms there for my first and second years. And their common areas are just gorgeous. They're so spacious. They've got like an open floor plan, all that fun stuff. So make friends with kids who live in Geneva Hall. Next slide, please. So a bit more about the mentorship program itself. This program is meant to help students who are interested in bioinformatics navigate this like really crazy multidisciplinary field at both UCSD and afterward. My personal job is to help match students with undergraduate mentors based on their common interests and career goals that you fill out in the applications, and basically help them build that like mentor-mentee relationship throughout the year through events. Not really planned like the main crux of some of the events yet, but we will get back to you on our socials about it. So this program has helped many students sort of like discover a lot of fun stuff about UCSD, like the bioinformatics related research opportunities and internships. It's helped them sort of understand some like the academics or like the classes that you could take to make your time at UCSD better. And it's also helped them gain clarity in their career paths, because I guess as we all know, UCSD does a really great job with like setting us up for like so many different career paths, but we can get pretty confused on which career that we want to take up. So this program can really help you with that. And we hope that this program helps every student sort of set themselves up for a better bioinformatics related career, both within and after UCSD, while making friends and creating a strong network, I hope. Also, another important thing is that this program is open to any student who is in any major. It is literally for any student who is interested in bioinformatics, and you don't need to be a bioinformatics major to apply. Change this slide, please. So yeah, these are the applications to become a mentor and to become a mentee. The applications will close around the end of week 5, and we will be updating things on our socials, so please stay tuned. Thanks.
I'm just gonna stay in this slide for a few more seconds in case people want it.
So Kathy's microphone is not working, so just check the group chat. She's typing there.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna talk for Katie. This is Katie as my background. Anyways, well, pretend I'm Katie for a second, but yeah, Katie's the finance chair. She talks to, well, back when I guess UCSD was still in person, she would help like book all the rooms, and like help pay for all the events using the AS like funding, and like talk to AS about like all our money and stuff, and help like organize and like buy like t-shirts. But unfortunately, because we are in COVID, Katie's just like sitting there, and so she doesn't really have that much to do. So yeah, hopefully we can get back to it. She can get back to doing finance stuff once stuff is in person. Yeah. Yeah. Also, yeah, email her at kdow@ucsd.edu. Yeah. Also, another thing is that she helps like keep all the money in order so we can like pay for stuff like retreats, and maybe we'll do like some sort of raffle thing too. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Ye. I'm a bioengineer and bioinformatics major. I'm a third year with a minor in Cog Science. And the place that I miss the most would be, let me think, Gaizo. Probably because, like, to be honest, I feel like Gaizo is probably one of the best libraries that I've been to. And that's might be a bit biased because I used to work there, but it's a pretty good place. People are nice and you can find everything you need. So I really like hanging out there.
Hi everyone, I'm Aditya. I'm currently a biology bioinformatics major and I'm minoring in CS, and I just added a math minor like last week. I'm currently planning on graduating in 2023, but I might be able to graduate in 2022 if I don't die in the process. Place I miss most at UCSD is probably, well, Convoy Street, but if you're talking about on campus, 6th floor of Geisel has the best views for studying. So that was probably my favorite place. So as academic relations chair, one of the main things we do is organize Chalk Talks. We'll have a little bit more information about it in a bit, but basically Chalk Talks are just like introductory seminars for like the research going around the UCSD bioinformatics community. So yeah. And then another thing we're working on is a bioinformatics handbook, because like at UCSD, there's a lot of like different tracks, all these different classes you can take in like electives. And it's pretty hard to navigate. So we're trying to make an easy handbook that makes it easier to sort of understand what's going on. And another thing we do is help out with lab opportunities. So like I've applied to a lot of labs, I've gotten rejected from a lot of labs, I've gotten into a few labs. Currently I work at the Sichnowski lab and I'm like working on deep learning to sort of segment neurons. So if you're interested in like computational neuroscience, you can hit me up. Some tips I have really quick is to, one, read papers, because professors really like when you're passionate about research. And one of the best ways to show that is by reading papers. Another thing is to also cold email postdocs and grad students as well as professors, because sometimes professors are just really busy and may not be able to read your emails. So you might get a better chance if you email a postdoc or a grad student. So if you need help with anything like getting into labs, looking at resumes or cover letters, you can hit me up at my email here, or you can hit up Ye at her email here. Go to the next slide. So a little bit more about Chalk Talks. So Chalk Talks are basically research seminars regarding applications of bioinformatics. Usually they would only be like the professor would just have like chalk and would be writing on the whiteboard and talking to students. But because of COVID and we're doing it over Zoom, I think we're going to have slides this year. It's really great for all students because it's highly accessible and it's at an introductory level. So anyone can attend, don't feel shy. And it's like a really good way to get into research at UCSD, because like a lot of people can like reach out to the professors afterwards and say like, oh, I heard your talk, I really liked your research and I was interested in joining or something like that. So this year, our theme, of course, because of the pandemic, is surrounding COVID-19, immunology, epidemiology, and pathology, and other topics. So can you go to the next slide? You can see So this year, I'm pretty excited about who we got to talk. So tomorrow, our first Chalk Talk is actually happening. It's with Dr. Alessandro Set. He's at the La Jolla Institute of Immunology. And he basically does computational approaches to disease intervention. He's one of like the main people doing COVID-19 research right now. Another person we're having is Dr. Susan Kaish. She is the head of the NAMIS Institute for Microbial Pathology at Salk Institute, and she does a lot of protein engineering with memory T cells and epigenetics of T cell exhaustion. In the middle of November, we're having Bjorn Peters talk. He does tool development for bioinformatics in the immune response, and a big thing he also does is he's creating standards for like data in immunology research. And our final and our probably our biggest person that we're having is Dr. Rob Knight. He's like he's like a big superstar at UCSD. If you've taken Build 4, you'll know like a lot of the microbiome that we do. And he's like actually one of the main people who does a lot of microbiome research. Like he's the head of the Human Gut Project. And so I'm really excited that he's going to be able to talk to us at the end of the Chalk Talk series for this quarter at the beginning of December. So.
Yeah, I just want to add on that Chalk Talk is so like from last week's experience, a lot of people get into labs through Chalk Talks. And the main reason is because it's such a small and intimate event. So you get a lot of time. You get a lot of time to listen to what they're doing, what they're passionate about. And also you can get a lot of time to ask them questions and to get familiar with the professor. So it's a really great chance, and we really cherish this event, and we hope that you guys would join and in tomorrow and next quarter. Yeah.
So yeah, just to recap, tomorrow is our first talk with Dr. Alessandro Set. Here's just like a brief summary of his like biography and what he does. So it's pretty interesting. We'll get to like learn more about specifically like really new COVID-19 research that's going on, especially related to bioinformatics. So if you're interested in anything immunology related, you should definitely show up tomorrow. And here's the Zoom link too. I think we're gonna share the slides later. So if you need it, it's here. It's also going to be posted in the Discord, the Instagram page, the Slack, and as well as the Facebook page for it.
Hi, my name is Archishma. I'm the Publicity Chair for this year. I am a bioinformatics major as well. I am graduating in 2023, so I'm a second year. And as far as favorite spots to hang out, I miss Rogers a lot. I specifically miss the baristas. They were so nice to me. I don't know. It was like the highlight of my day to like go to Rogers after a stressful like studying session or whatever, and just have the barista like make me like a latte with like the nicest smile. Like they're so cute. But yeah, that's about it from me. As far as what I do, I am the person who updates the social media, and I make all the infographics and things like that. So what you saw on the last slide. So if you want to follow the social media, that's where we're going to be posting all the updates to our events and the links. So I highly recommend you do that. Our Facebook and Instagram are both really active. So those are the URLs to them. And then we also have Discord and Slack groups. And that will be the information on the next slide. And if you need my contact info, it's on this slide as well. So yeah, these are the QR codes if you want to join Discord or Slack. Yeah, we post most of the links there. We also post a lot of, I guess, insider info. Before it hits the Instagram, it usually goes to Discord and Slack. So there's an incentive to join.
Yeah, so guys, this is our freshman rep spot. So every single year, halfway through the year, we get a freshman representative, and that freshman representative would talk to the other freshmen and the other general members to figure out what new events that we can and opportunities we can provide specifically for freshmen. Because like right now, for a lot of you guys who are new to UCSD, there's probably lots of opportunities that really aren't that well publicized. And really it's about getting you guys up to speed, getting like the high school stuff like wiped off your resume, and sort of getting you prepped to like not like panic when you're in your fourth year and be like, oh shit, I don't have anything, and then start searching for a job or grad school. So yeah, so proud to be our freshman rep, guys. All right, next slide, Dexter.
Oh, I'm waiting for Ishan because he was the freshman rep last year, and Ishan, do you want to say something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
so
cool.
Yeah, freshman rep was a nice experience last year. It's basically not very exhausting, not much work, but more of exploring and just getting to know how the club works. You basically get to just sit on those board meetings and just throw some like ideas if you have some, but more like observe and just kind of like pass on to the next generation, kind of. And yeah, and it's something, definitely something you can add on your resume, and really helps with building contacts with especially when you get to meet like board members like almost every week. So I discussed about my classes and lab and basically everything I wanted to regarding my lab or academia at the board meetings. So yeah, it's a great experience. Highly recommended.
All right, I think that's pretty much all of the content that we have for you guys. And after the GBM, we would have a representative from Illumina, Myra, who's gonna talk about Illumina and about their internship program. Myra, are you
Hi. Yes.
here? Cool.
Yes.
Thanks.
Hello.
Thanks.
Awesome. Cool. Well, hello, everyone. Super psyched to be here. Yeah, I have a quick presentation on the Illumina internship program. I'm a campus representative for their internship program, and I'll be here as a resource to you to answer any questions that you have about the internship after the presentation. Awesome. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. Looks like I can't share. Is it okay if you can make me a host?
I'll allow sharing now, so you can try again.
Okay, awesome, fantastic. Okay.
All right,
can everyone see that?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Myra. I'm a campus representative again for Illumina, and I'm also a student at UCSD. And I'm here to talk to you about Illumina as a company, what they do. They have very strong ties, with UC San Diego, and they're very heavy. They're a bioinformatics, biotechnology company. So super excited to tell you all about it. So we'll start with a little bit about myself. So I'm an undergraduate student too at UCSD. I'm a fourth year, majoring in data science, and I'm also super interested in bioinformatics. I kind of regret not hearing about this club earlier because I actually want to go to grad school for bioinformatics. And Calvin, I heard about your research, and I'm also doing a bioinformatics project to studying mental health, mental illnesses. So I'd love to talk to you about that after. Outside of class, I'm super involved with student government. I'm president of Sixth College Student Council, and I served as a senator at Associated Students. So I manage budgets for a lot of these orgs that send us requests. And then after my third year, during this summer, I completed my internship as a data/business analyst intern at Illumina. Now I'm a campus ambassador to help other students get internships at Illumina as well. So yeah, now a little bit about Illumina. So Illumina is at the forefront of genomics. They help solve some of the toughest challenges, within human health, and they inspire a lot of hope for people around the world. So they're dedicated to making solutions that are very simple, accessible, and they're extremely reliable. And because of this goal, they've kind of broken down barriers and fostered the growth of kind of an entire genomics ecosystem. So of course they're headquartered in San Diego, but they have offices all over the world. They have around 8,000 employees, and the company turned 20 in 2018. So Illumina as a company, they manufacture microarrays and flow cells, and what those are, they're like little glass plates that can that you put into a DNA sequencing machine. And basically, in using that equipment and that technology, you are able they kind of fulfill the mission of improving human health by unlocking the power of the genome. So this technology has tons of applications, which I will get into. Yeah. So Illumina is definitely considered a smart company. It's also a global leader in this DNA sequencing. Over 90% of all the world sequencing is done on Illumina machines. So these are a few of the awards that Illumina has racked up, in previous years. And I guess it really speaks to the commitment to innovation, that Illumina has achieved over the past 2 decades. So yeah, it's dubbed as kind of the Google of the biotech world. And I guess I can agree with that. It's definitely a collaborative, fast-paced environment. You definitely see breakthroughs coming out of Illumina every decade or so. So that being said, what exactly does Illumina accomplish through using this technology? So it's not just about human health in regards to, say, oncology or cancer research. Some of the world's toughest health problems can be solved using the power of Illumina sequencing. So this can be things like rare and undiagnosed diseases. There are certain diseases that doctors may not be able to diagnose initially, but then once you are able to use DNA sequencing, you're able to get a more accurate diagnosis. Infectious diseases, Illumina recently came out with their COVID-19 test called COVID-Seq this previous summer. As well as using their sequencing for things like agriculture, forensic science, and consumer genomics, like Ancestry.com and 23andMe. So these are just some motivators that Illumina has, in order to drive this technology forward. Rare diseases, cancer mortality rates. And sort of this motivates, it's a mission that a lot of Illumina employees really stand by, and it's kind of what drives, these health improvements every single year. So these are the main focus areas of Illumina. I would recommend, for any of you who are applying to internships, I would recommend studying these and sort of how Illumina products are used in these areas. So things like non-invasive prenatal testing. So this is where, you can test the health of a baby just by doing a blood test, rare and undiagnosed diseases, cancer research, consumer genomics, and then population genomics as well, which has been super critical for, the recent pandemic. So Illumina uses population genomics. They were a big part of the 100,000 Genomes Project in England. So that can lead to more precise diagnosis of patients and personalized medicine. So back in 2000, after the Human Genome Project was completed, that cost around $3 billion. And today, the cost of sequencing a human genome is down to around $600 this past summer. And the ultimate goal is to get it down to $100 to make sequencing more accessible to everyone. So I just think that's really cool. And that's all thanks to, the innovation that Illumina has stood for since the beginning. So these are some of the company values because it's really important, not only what Illumina does, but who they are. And the mission defines what they do, but it's the values that guide how Illumina gets those things done. So things like innovation, moving fast and embrace change, collaborating deeply and being open. I can definitely say as a previous intern, you definitely feel these, and a lot of their employees are very aware of these values. Just a tip, if you are applying to interviews, definitely try and connect your experiences to these values. They will definitely notice it. And in this culture and kind of collaborative environment has been there from the beginning. So now I'll talk a little about the internship experience. So the internship experience is a 9-week virtual program. I had the virtual program too this past summer, but it was surprisingly very well structured. I was pleasantly surprised. So of course, every single week you have intern events, you have workshops for interviewing resume skills, and you have a final presentation, which you present to other people and to other employees across the company. And then you also have the opportunity to do a learning path and then online trainings that are Illumina specific, which is really cool. Of course, you have the opportunity to network, which I think is the biggest advantage of the internship. We got to talk with senior leaders every week. You get to meet with recruiters and connect with them. And then you also have a mentoring circle with other employees who you meet with every single week, and you get to build a relationship with them, which was extremely helpful if you're, new to the workforce. And then of course there's social and team building. We did try our best to communicate with our interns. I made a lot of friends. I still talk to them to this day. And aside from all that though, you're on a team, it's kind of your first deep dive into a professional experience, and you do get to work on an actual project and impactful work. And I really enjoyed it. So applications are open right now. They close October 31st. So I would apply as soon as possible. They're open to undergrad, master's, MBA, and PhD students. So there is no GPA requirement. Last year there was, this year there is not. So you can apply at illumina.com/internships. And a little bit about the recruitment process. So you apply online, and then the next step is a higher view interview in which you are recorded. And you record yourself speaking in front of a camera. There's no other interviewer. And that can be kind of awkward at times, but they also don't record your videos. They're just recording your voice for that first round, and you just answer some behavioral questions. And then the next round is a virtual interview with your team. So you'll get to meet your manager, potential technical mentor, things like that. So it's a fairly straightforward process, and you can find out more at illumina.com/internships. So there's a little bit more information about it. I can send these slides out to all of you at the end of this presentation. So just from Illumina's perspective, who are they looking for? They're looking for people, again, who embody these values, and culture fit is extremely important. You don't have to be the greatest data scientist or bioinformatics scientist in the world. I think they're looking for people who also embody these values and can really speak to those values, whether that be through projects, that may or may not be related to, say, DNA sequencing. But if you worked in a collaborative, fast-paced, innovative environment, I think that definitely puts you a step ahead. So basically, that's all I have to say about the Illumina internship program. I'm here as a resource to you if you have any questions about it. I hold office hours on Fridays at 9 to 10 a.m. There's a Zoom ID. Come talk to me, ask me questions. I'm more than happy to give you all the ins and outs about the internship. I can be honest with you. And then if you have any other questions, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can send me an email or anything like that. And then lastly, a couple announcements that I just heard about today. So y'all are the first who are hearing this. So on the 22nd, there is a bioinformatics speakers event. If you'd like to chat with a bioinformatics engineer at Illumina, I believe there's the link that I sent. The link I sent in the chat is the registration for that event. And then today, I believe positions for undergraduate bioinformatics interns came out, and a software development engineer intern just came out as well. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. If you have any questions, feel free to message me directly, or you can unmute your mic or anything like that. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Mara. And it was a really informative presentation. We miss Illumina presentation every year. They all happen, but they're better each year. So yeah. So if you guys have any question about Mara or Ubic, please unmute your mic or ask questions here. We'll hang out here for a few more minutes or 10 minutes, and then if some of you are interested in Among Us, we can hop onto Discord server, and then we can start chatting. So I think that's about it for tonight. Thank you guys for coming, and hope to see the same faces along the year in our events. Thank you.
I just had a question. So I'm currently a freshman, so I was just wondering if I wanted to apply to internships such as the Illumina one later on in college, what would you recommend I do now to start building up my skill sets, and where can I find internships that are available to freshmen where they teach you the skills that they need? And what are you generally looking for in a resume later on?
First off, it's really important that you join a lab. Generally as a freshman, because as time goes on, it's going to be harder and harder for you to join a lab because labs tend to want students who will stay in their lab longer. So it's not like they would just train the student and they'll leave within a year. So right now I would be on the lab hunt. Another thing you can do is join a boot camp, which is really important. Just like have a little something you put on your resume, show that you're doing something. And also, I think like one thing that a lot of people who like to take like a little extra effort do is that they get Coursera certificates, which could be a little something too, especially because a lot of bioinformatics skills are only taught in the final year of basically your academic career at UCSD. So, I mean, a little while back, we actually had a like town hall meeting with the department, and we tried to get like a lower division bioinformatics thing to help like give people the basics of bioinformatics. But then they essentially told us that like, no, that's it. That's basically it. So so because of that, like you really won't have like a lot of like essential bioinformatics skills until you're like you won't be taught it until your fourth year unless you essentially go out and make the extra effort for yourself. And don't really worry about like being like underqualified because a lot of skills that you will learn are going to be on the job. Another thing you can do is get some wet lab experience right now because like, well, if not like as in like next summer for like an internship, but like not like right now because of the pandemic, it might be kind of hard. But yeah, because like wet labs is like it doesn't really require a lot of like technical expertise. So all you have to do is like follow the protocol and like generally ask a lot of questions to figure out what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm like doing the Coursera bioinformatics specialization and also like one on immunology by Rice. So like I'm kind of just trying to learn those stuff on my own, but I'm kind of like a little concerned about like getting lab experience because I know it's important and research is definitely something I'm interested in. But as a freshman who doesn't have like a lot of coding experience from high school, I'm kind of just learning it like online right now. And with COVID, I'm staying remote. Like, how can I go about like finding that?
Yeah,
it's perfectly fine, right? Like I did not learn how to code until my sophomore year, which is last year. Yeah, and not even just like last year, like last winter. So it's been literally less than a year since I started coding, and since then I've been in like multiple labs. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that like just because you necessarily don't have experience doesn't mean you should be afraid of applying. Like worst comes to worst, you like don't get a response from a lab, which is like no, like it's not really a big deal. You should just apply, and usually labs, like even if you don't have experience, they'll anyway teach you the stuff you need because a lot of the times like you probably won't like have done the stuff that they are doing in their lab using like any class. Like right now I'm doing like deep learning segmentations for neurons and there's like no class that teaches that. So don't be afraid to apply, even if you're afraid you don't have experience, because you sometimes people will, if you really what they mostly care about is that you're passionate about research. So if you read papers, you show that you're interested in their research, then they can take you on and say, okay, we'll teach you what you need to succeed in this lab. Because a lot of professors are actually need to be mentors, like to get tenure and stuff like that. So they're also students.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, I'll be sure to do that then. Thank you.
Besides applying to labs, I think another thing is you can learn to code at like with the boot camp, where basically it's all the students who would have the biology background and research interest and want to just learn to code. So yeah, that's a great place to start.
Yeah, I filled out the interest form for your guys' boot camp, so I'll definitely be looking more into that as well.
For
sure.
sure.
I think for labs, it's really like the most important thing is to have an interest for it instead of like having the essential skill set. As Aditya said, like there's like so many labs out there, and then there's not really like an exact classes that can match the thing that the lab is doing. The most important thing is for you to have the drill or have the motivation to look at the papers, to learn from your lab members or postdoc PhDs, and then you will have more experience, and then you can yeah. So basically just find what you like doing and then just keep doing it, and then and then the lab would always like people who are passionate about what they're doing too. Yeah.
Yeah, going off that, actually, the lab I'm in right now, I was just kind of looking up different labs at UCSD and what they were doing. And I found the Bowman lab, which works on like extremophiles and stuff. And I thought it was really interested. It's kind of related to astrobiology. So I kind of just emailed him saying I was really interested in it. And now I'm in the lab, so.
Yeah, to add on to that, so I was interested in like going into computational neuroscience, and I emailed like a random cog sci professor. Like I wasn't even like that interested in his research. I was just wanted to know more about computational neuroscience, and like he was really helpful, and he got me like a connection with the Sejnowski lab, which is like a really big lab at Salk. It's really hard to get connections with. So you can like literally email like anyone. Like I emailed a postdoc once to like find out information about like a mathematical neuroscience lab, and he responded. So just don't be afraid to like reach out to people, because most of the time like they're not like, oh, look at this stupid little freshman like trying to get into a lab. If they don't respond, they're usually like, oh, I literally am swamped with paper due, like this paper is due tomorrow, I really don't have time to do this, maybe I'll respond later.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll start reaching out probably 1/4 then, just to like adjust to college first. But yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, anybody else?
I also so in the comment section, I also sent out a few links that if people are interested. The first one is the BISP program, which is like the bioinformatics PhD program, but they also have an undergraduates page, and then inside there's a lot of professors posting their lab opportunities there. It might be a bit outdated, but you can get like a hint of like what they're doing. And then it's often really hard to search for bioinformatics professors, to be honest, because they're all spread out in School of Medicine, they're spread out in different departments, but that page might be the best condensed information about research, bioinformatics research on campus specifically.
Yeah. Also, another thing about getting into like labs, a lot of times like you don't really need to like. A lot of times it's just like your friend getting you in. Really, like for me, like for both of the labs I've gone into, like I didn't really like cold email. Like Dexter kind of introduced me to like Thai Lab, and then like for my summer internship, that was like a really long story. I actually saw their CEO get into like a car accident, which is interesting. But like yeah, like honestly, getting into a lab like is like you're like everyone's always worried about like their qualifications, but in reality it's just communicating like what you're interested in, and then essentially just trying to vibe with whoever's interviewing you, because like if they get along with you the best, then they're probably going to hire you.
I also want to add on to that. Sorry, I can't turn on my camera because my camera's like broken right now, but I actually got my lab position also through connections. So I would say networking is actually really important. Like I found it through just like getting to know someone in a student org and just asking them about their research, and then they got back to me and like kind of allowed me to interview with them. So I think just get to know as many people as possible, I would say, and I guess like this is a good place for that to do that. Yeah.
This is why you should join the mentor-mentee program.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also I have 2 links, Real Portal and Handshake, which you can also try to find some intern and some lab opportunities there. You can just search bioinformatics, and there will be some positions pop out, and you can try to apply if you're qualified.
And soon
Yeah,
there
thank
will
you
be
for that.
even more exhaustive list of professors on campus who are doing research in different departments. And then you can just, with the help of your mentors, maybe reach out to them. Because there is one thing with Real and Handshake that they are more coveted and more people competing for those positions. But a lot of this is actually about word of mouth and just cold emailing. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that segue. I guess, yeah, like the mentorship program is like a really great way for you to find these labs, because you're technically not just networking with people who are in your year or your peers, like with other mentees, you're also networking with other mentors. So when you get to network with so many people, you can like actually see like the number of opportunities that you could apply to. Yeah, and I also want to add, like, don't be concerned, like if you find, like if you get into a lab and you're not happy with the first lab that you're in. Like I personally jumped between like 2 different labs. I started off at like a ecology and evolution bioinformatics lab, and then I moved on to a neuroscience lab, and now I'm in a drug discovery lab. So, you know, just find what works for you. And I think like the mentorship program and all the other events that Ubic have are like really nice places where you can actually discover these opportunities.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll definitely be applying to the mentor-mentee program and trying to get to just expand my network a little more, since I don't really know that many people right now. But thank you for the great advice, everyone. I just have one more question, just regarding the Freshman Rep like applications. Just generally, when would those be released, and like what's the application process like, or when would I start like looking for that opportunity?
Yeah, so typically we like to choose our freshman rep maybe around like winter or like spring at the, or like early spring at the latest. Yeah, and I guess like we will update you guys in the Slack, Discord, or Facebook groups. Yeah, so just be on the lookout for right now. Just start applying for mentor mentee, and yeah, it'll come when it'll come. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it'll come when it'll come.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, it'll probably come within this week, and then we'll release it in the Discord. Also, someone in chat asked, how do you officially become a member of Ubic? So if you're in this, then probably you're already interested and more interested than most of the people. And we'll be updating our information through mailing list, through Discord, through Slack. So if you're in either one of them, you're good. And then if you want more information, just email us or just message us in Discord, and we'll probably answer it. Yeah. Yeah, we technically don't have an official member list. We just have a mailing list, but since like before it's paid, but I mean, it doesn't really work out that way. So we decided to be a free to join club. Yeah.
Yeah, so anything else, guys?
Yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. We're really friendly, and we want
It could be about anything.
social conversations. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have any more more questions to ask, Mara, please do too. Yeah.
Yeah, and feel free to send email or just chat through the directly chat through the Discord or like Facebook or something. Thank you for coming. If there's any question, I think the 4GB is done, and expecting to see you guys in later events. There will be a bunch of events planned, and hope that will help you with bioinformatics career. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, bye. All right, join the Discord server. Join our Among Us games.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll be fun.
All right, thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Myra.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks so much.
Bye.